Matt Armstrong has just struck gold with this Bugatti Veyron. So yet again, Bugatti are in the headlines, but this time it doesn't look like Matt will be asking for their help. He's just bought this repossessed Bugatti Veyron and it has two major issues. So the first issue, the gearbox isn't working, it will not go into gear, it's only stuck in park. And the second one is the engine is misfiring. Matt hasn't officially said what he paid for this car. It's somewhere between $950 and £1 million. But here's where it gets interesting. So when Matt started diagnosing the car, he realised that the gearbox pump wasn't working. So he checked the fuses and this is what we see, a 40 amp fuse that has completely melted. So Matt replaced the fuse with a 20 amp one and it actually went into gear and started driving. But why does it keep blowing this fuse? Is there still a problem that he will have to fix in the future? And for the misfire, he thinks that this fuse here is actually connected to one of the blower motors, which is causing the misfire. So if replacing both of these fuses fixes the problem, Matt has potentially just made himself 200 to 300k just by replacing two fuses. Imagine being the person that sold this to Matt Armstrong, watching this video now thinking it was literally just a fuse that they could have replaced and made a lot more money. And Matt, if you're watching this, I just want to say massive congratulations on buying this car. It's absolutely unreal and I can't wait to see what plans you have for this in the future.
For over 10 years of buying wrecked cars and rebuilding cars with several different issues costing him thousands in repairs and parts, this is the first time Matt pulled a major win on a car with only a damaged fuse. And everyone knows buying a Bugatti Veyron is expensive, but getting one from auction or a repossessed one comes with very high risk. Even Mark McCann wasn't this lucky, and he's been crying about how to get his car running for over a month. So if you're a real Matt Armstrong fan and you respect what he just pulled off here, hit the like button right now and subscribe, because this story gets even crazier. Because even the Bugatti CEO was shocked. They thought Matt was going to need their help, but that's not going to happen. Because from Bugatti's side, this was supposed to go one way. They genuinely thought Matt was about to hit the same wall every owner fears. The kind of fault that turns a Veyron into a 7-figure nightmare and forces you crawling back to the manufacturer for answers, diagnostics, and eye-watering repair bills. That's why this moment hit so hard. After more than 10 years of buying wrecked cars, chasing impossible parts, and burning thousands on problems that kept stacking one after another, the one car everyone expected to fight him the hardest moved because of one damaged fuse. Not a destroyed gearbox, not a secret electronics meltdown, not some £1 million Bugatti-only part, just a fuse. And the second that car dropped into gear, the whole story changed. What makes this even crazier is that nobody saw Matt being the one to pull off a win this clean. Especially on a repossessed Veyron with this much risk attached to it. Everyone knows auction hypercars usually hide the kind of pain that gets worse the deeper you go. Which is exactly why even Mark McCann has been stuck stressing over his own for weeks, trying to figure out how to make it run. But Matt just bypassed the problem, dropped in a 20 amp fuse, and suddenly the car answered back. That's the kind of moment that shocks even a CEO, because the plan was probably for Matt to eventually need Bugatti's help. Instead, he may have just proved this rebuild is heading in a completely different direction, and that's where the pressure now shifts straight back onto Bugatti. Because from Bugatti's side, this was never supposed to turn into this kind of humiliation. They thought Matt was heading toward the same nightmare every Veyron owner fears, a deep mechanical failure, a hydraulic disaster, or some Bugatti-only gearbox issue that would force him straight back to the manufacturer begging for support. But then someone pulls the 40 amp fuse, and the fuse isn't blown in the normal way. It's melted. That changes the whole story. A melted fuse tells you this wasn't one clean failure. This was heat, sustained electrical load, something fighting resistance for a long time before it finally gave up. Then comes the moment nobody expected. They replace it, not with another 40 amp fuse, but with a 20 amp fuse. Suddenly, the gearbox pump wakes up, the hydraulics build pressure, the transmission comes alive, and this Bugatti Veyron that everyone had already written off as a catastrophic mechanical disaster shifts into gear and moves. The entire room lost it, and honestly, so did I watching it back, because this is the exact moment the CEO drama flips on its head. Before we go any further, I need to know where you stand on this. Do you think this is the smartest Bugatti buy Matt Armstrong has ever made in his career? Because if you do, smash that like button right now, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below telling me whether you think that fuse fix is the full story, or whether there's something bigger hiding underneath this car waiting to surface, because we are going to get into that, and the answer might surprise you. Now, to really understand why this moment is so significant, you have to zoom out and look at what Matt has been doing for the last 10 plus years, because this didn't happen in isolation. This is the result of a decade of punishment, mistakes, and lessons learned the hard way on cars that would have broken most builders before lunch. Matt built his entire reputation on buying cars nobody else wanted, crashed supercars, flood-damaged exotics, mechanically destroyed vehicles that arrived on trailers, and left everyone asking the same question: why would you do this to yourself? Ferraris with destroyed engines, Lamborghinis with water-filled floors, McLarens, Porsches, Range Rovers, and a graveyard of cars that looked like they lost an argument with a bridge. And every single time the process was the same. Spend money on diagnostics, find the problem, then find the next problem hiding underneath that problem. Spend more money, call specialists, wait for parts, wait even longer, and somehow get the car back on the road. Which is exactly why this Veyron moment feels different. After 10 years of nightmare rebuilds, the one car everyone expected to punish him the most just gave him the cleanest win of his career. And that's why even Bugatti never saw this coming. That's what Matt Armstrong does. That's the business model. That's the brand. But this is different. And this is where the irony of this entire situation becomes almost too good to be real. Because for all of those years, for all of those builds, for all of those specialist invoices and parts bills and late nights in the garage, questioning every decision, the pattern was always the same. The bigger the car, the bigger the problem hiding inside it. And the Bugatti Veyron doesn't just represent the top of that food chain, it is the food chain. This is a car with 4 turbochargers, a 16-cylinder engine, a cooling system with 10 separate radiators, a gearbox so sophisticated that Bugatti themselves will tell you, without blinking, that you need factory-level equipment and factory-trained technicians just to perform a service. Not a rebuild, a service, 1 fuse, less than £1. Maybe 2 if you're buying from a premium supplier. Now think about that in the context of what a wrong diagnosis on this car could have cost. Because this is the part that genuinely keeps Veyron owners up at night. If Matt had taken that car to a Bugatti specialist without doing his homework first, and that specialist had confirmed a gearbox failure without digging into the electrical system, the quote would have been terrifying. We're talking potential rebuilds that start at $50,000 and climb from there depending on what they find once the transmission is out. Parts availability on the Veyron is already becoming a genuine concern as the car ages. Some components are no longer in production. Some require Bugatti to essentially manufacture them to order. A single wrong assumption on this car doesn't just cost you money, it can cost you months. It can cost you the car entirely, and Matt avoided all of it with a fuse. But here's where this gets even more dramatic, because Matt isn't the only person in this space who's been chasing a Bugatti story right now. And the contrast between what's happening in Matt's garage and what's been happening with Mark McCann is almost cruel in how stark it is. Mark has been open about his Bugatti situation. He's been struggling. He's been on camera, visibly frustrated, going through the kind of emotional cycles that anyone who's bought a broken exotic will recognize immediately. And that's not a criticism of Mark. That's just how brutal the Veyron is as a project. That's how unforgiving this car is when it decides to give you a hard time. The fact that Mark is still fighting tells you everything about what a Veyron on a bad day looks like, which makes what happened in Matt's garage even more surreal. Why did that fuse melt in the first place? Because a fuse doesn't